Hello guys, my name is Marcus Ruiz and I'm going to teach you how to make better Instagram stories using some of my favorite apps on my iPhone. Now all you really need is your iPhone and some good ideas. However, I would recommend that your iPhone be updated to the most recent software, or these apps may be a little buggy at times. I'm going to be using the following apps. I'm going to be using Adobe Photoshop Lightroom CC, 8mm, and Unfold. Although some of these may be paid apps, I pay for them primarily because I want to have more creativity and flexibility in creating content on the go. So I personally believe that the value these apps bring is worth the price. For starters, you're going to need a story. Instagram stories tend to be more interesting when one posts organic and natural content of themselves, and what this means is that if you are not being yourself or just excessively flexing on your story all the time, people are going to be able to tell, and they're just not going to click on your story because of that. So to that point, more natural things would be like, what angered you today? What did you eat that was so good that you had to put it on your story? What are you and your significant other up to tonight? If anything, what are you and your friends up to tonight? It is questions like this that you need to ask yourself when you spend a little bit more time in achieving your desired aesthetic through the images on your feed and your story. Here I took some photos and videos that I would like to add to my story. I'm going to open up my first app that helps me edit my photos, Adobe Lightroom CC. First, import all of your photos you want to put on your story by tapping the first icon of 2 at the bottom right of your screen. So I'm going to click Add from Camera Roll. I'm going to choose the drop-down menu. All right. Now that all my photos are here, I'm going to start by editing one. Just so I won't bore you guys with my editing, I have already edited the photos to speed up this process. Now that I have effectively achieved editing my photos with a vintage-inspired aesthetic, I can tap the 3 small dots on the top right corner and tap Select. I can now select which photos I am happy with and save them to my camera roll. I personally select maximum available when the image size options come up because it gives me better resolution to the things I post in my story. Now that I'm done editing all my photos, I'm going to take my videos into an app called 8mm. I can easily convert my regular iPhone videos into clips that have an 8mm film filter over it. Using this button, I can do just that. I will be brought to my camera roll to find a clip to convert. Here I can swipe left or right to swap between different 8mm filters until I find the look I like. Now, I can swipe this box in the top right corner to add different frames until I find the one I like. Because I want you to play with the app to also learn how to do this, I will tell you what the buttons do instead of showing you what they do. On the bottom, there are 5 icons. The first button is really not that important. The second button with the film strip shows you all of the clips you have recorded using this app. The third button is what you would press to flip between the front and rear camera. The fourth button is the flash to use your phone light to add light to your shots. The fifth button toggles between the film reel sound, the sound of your video, or no sound at all. By clicking the record button on the right, it will now convert my video into an 8mm film clip. After it is done, it will automatically be in my camera roll. Now that we have all of our photo and video content, I'm going to open up my favorite app of all, Unfold. This app allows you to put your photos in nice frames for a more minimalist and editorial look to your stories. In my case, I think my vintage-inspired editing fits into the minimalist and editorial space for a clean yet imperfect look. Click the plus button at the bottom of the screen. Name your story. Once you have named your story, you will come across your canvas. Tap the plus button to begin opening up frames. By looking through the categories at the very bottom, you will see that there are many frames you can choose from, each packed with creative layouts for you ready to use. I will demonstrate how to put content into the frames. Click the gray icons on the frames to input content. This will bring up your camera roll where you have all your edited content. Once you have your desired content in the right spaces, you can also zoom in to make a better frame or move the image around however you would like. If you don't like how it looks, click the photo and an X should come up in the top right corner. Click that and it will disappear. If you add videos, they will appear static. No worries, because if you click on them, they will play. At the bottom, there should be a little button with rotating arrows. This means that it will loop the video once, or it will loop the video over and over and over again. And it will do this to fit the 15-second time limit that Instagram has on their individual piece of story content. If you tap the pentagon outline at the bottom, you will have 3 options. At the top is a trash can for you to delete the entire frame if you don't like using the frame anymore. The bottom left icon is what you would use to add text if your frame didn't include text or if you want to add additional text. Let's add some text here. There we go, that's cool and I like that. At the bottom right, I have a drop icon that once I tap it, it gives me a palette of colors to change the color of my frame. To get rid of these options, click the pentagon outline icon at the very bottom right of your screen. If you want to see how this would look on your Instagram story, there is an eye icon at the very bottom left of the screen. Click that and it will show you a preview. Your images will pop and your videos will play. Swipe down on the preview image to return back to your canvas. Happy with your work? Go to the very top of your screen and there will be a down arrow signaling you to download your content. You will have the option of downloading just your page or all of the story you have just designed, or you can actually share the page directly to your Instagram story. All of the pages will appear in your camera roll ready to post. To show you an example of an actual story I worked on, here is the final product. Once you post that, you will have an interesting story that few will dare to skip over. Use these techniques to add more flavor to your stories today. If you found this video helpful, like this video, share this video, and most of all, subscribe to my channel to see similar content. For all of the links to the applications that I've used in this video today, refer to the description box below.